If you're going to get one thing right for your testosterone and for your health, it has to be your diet. It is the foundation and the building block of all your hormones, how you feel, your energy, your libido. It all comes down to the diet. If you want to be able to rip a vegan in half, you have to watch this video because this is going to be a deep dive, a full breakdown. I'm going to give you absolutely everything you need to get high test, to have an optimal diet, to feel absolutely insane, because I have been the guy who has the terrible diet. I know how it feels. I know how difficult it makes life. In this video, you're going to get absolutely every single thing that you need to know. And after this video, what you're going to do is you're going to go download the new 7-day testosterone crash course to pair with this diet. It's completely free, takes 10 seconds to get. You're going to get that, you're going to pair it with this, and you're going to become an absolute savage, my friend. Starting off with diet rules for testosterone. This is for guys who want to get jacked. This is for guys who want to feel good and have high test. 50% of our calories we want to get from fats. This may sound absolutely crazy to some people, but fat is not going to make you fat. This misconception comes from the fact that, so for 1 gram of fat, it contains 9 calories. 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. For protein and carbs, it's 1 gram is 4 calories. And that's where this misconception comes from, but it's been twisted into just fat makes you fat. Not true. Fat is needed for your endocrine system. It is needed for the production of testosterone because you synthesize your own cholesterol, which is not a bad thing, in your Leydig cells via primarily fats, and then we turn that cholesterol into testosterone. 50% of your diet wants to be high quality fats. Tracking calories, not something I do, not something I'm going to go against, but I would only say you need to do it if you're either a very, very hard gainer and you need to eat loads of foods and you need to be consistent and accountable and track it, or if you're very, very overweight and don't really understand nutrition. If not, you've just got to follow the whole foods diet, which I'm going to teach you in this video. Caffeine, I just thought I'd mention this, keep it between, an hour after you wake up and cut it off at 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. because it's going to mess up with your sleep. I know it's not necessarily diet, but I just thought I'd mention it because it's important. Hydration, very important. 3 to 4 liters of water a day. You want to make sure you get enough sodium, potassium, magnesium as well from food, from salt. You can supplement magnesium. Very important because if you're dehydrated, your cortisol is going to be up, which is your stress hormone. The 99-1 rule, this is a bit of a rough number, but the 80-20 rule, I don't really like it. I don't follow it. I don't think it's good for optimal health. Like, can you lose fat on it stuff? Yeah, but this isn't about that. This is about becoming an absolute beast and having the most optimal diet there is. If you look at the 80-20 rule, it means every 10 days, you're technically having 2 cheat days because it's 2 out of 10. It's 20% of the time you eat what you want. It's not going to work if you want a high test, if you want to feel like an absolute god all the time. You've got to keep it to a minimum. 99-1 might be a bit of an exaggeration, but what I mean by that is just rare occasions, not in your daily life, do you want any junk food or any of the things I'm about to list in the avoid section. Avoid low-fat diets. Pretty obvious since I've explained it. Have a low-fat diet, you're going to have lower testosterone, you're not giving your body the raw material to produce hormones. All of your hormones are synthesized via cholesterol, and the cholesterol is primarily synthesized via the fats and the dietary cholesterol, so we have to eat it. No starvation diets going to completely tank your testosterone. If you're training loads, not eating enough, cortisol is going to be up, testosterone is going to be down, you're not going to build as much muscle. You can be in a calorie deficit. Don't just completely starve yourself, because from a hormonal and performance standpoint, it's going to absolutely wreck you. Keep alcohol to a minimum. I mention this in most of my videos because it's the devil for testosterone. I drink personally, I'm not going to lie to you, but I drink every, 1.5 to 2 months because that doesn't really make much of a difference. If I was drinking every week or bi-weekly, it's going to completely wreck us, wreck our energy, wreck our hormones, and we're not going to feel good. Ultra-processed foods should be obvious. Avoid, keep to a minimum. Soy, little soy boy, don't eat soy. It contains phytoestrogens, and if you keep consuming that, you're going to end up getting boobs and you're going to become very feminine and emotional. This actually does happen, believe it or not. But, if you eat soy once, it's going to make you feminine. No, if you eat it all the time, there is definitely going to be a difference, in my opinion. Seed oils, controversial one. I'm not one of these massive guys where I'm like, seed oils is poison, you don't eat them ever. I think it's very dramatic when guys, won't go to a restaurant because they're cooking seed oils. I just don't eat them when I don't have to. Say I go out for dinner once every 2 or 3 months. I'll just deal with it. It's fine. They're not good. They're not good for you. They're not good for performance, but I don't believe they're complete toxic poison like everyone makes out to be. But you do want to avoid them for testosterone and for optimal health, I'm going to say. Now, fats, carbs, and protein. What are the best sources, in my opinion, in terms of this is based off micronutrients and, calorie to micronutrient ratios and just how they're going to make you feel, essentially. So, beef, eggs, in fats. These are just staples. These, the staples of the animal-based diet. And I sort of consider myself animal-based because everything is based around these, but my diet's pretty balanced compared to some guys in terms of the foods that I get in and the foods that I take in. So then we've got avocados, we've got extra virgin olive oil, butter, coconut oil, ghee and tallow. So these would be what you cook in, drizzle that on food. Butter, you could cook in, but it's got a low smoke point, so I don't really do that. Avocado and extra virgin olive oil, monounsaturated fats and some polyunsaturated fats as well. Then eggs and beef for the micronutrients. You're getting zinc, you're getting all the B vitamins, you're getting every single vitamin you need except vitamin C in eggs. This makes 50% of your diet should be like this. And just honestly, I'd put cheese in there as well because I eat cheese every single day. I don't know why I didn't include it. This is how you feel inside. This is how you get high test, by giving yourself the raw materials. Carbs, they're not bad for you. Some guys might have some problems with them, but majoritively don't. I personally wouldn't follow the advice of cutting out carbs because this is just stress on your body, and I'm going to explain why. So fruits, fresh fruits, organic if you can afford it. Honey, raw honey, ideally raw and local, is going to be better for the enzymes. And also if you've got like hay fever throughout the summer, raw local honey can help with that. Potatoes, white or sweet potatoes, white rice, and fresh organic berries as well. Again, organic if you can afford it. If you can't, don't stress about it. Just get normal berries. Just, don't let these people tell you that you have to get organic everything, even if you can't afford it. Go broke. Don't listen to that, because obviously you're going to be better eating this than doing the ultra processed foods, obviously. So why do we want carbs? For performance in the gym and our workouts is very, very important. If I don't have carbs, Christ, my gym sessions are horrendous. And also, for example, with carnivore, your body is going to make its own glucose. That's how important it is. It's very, very important. And it's just going to put a stress on the body. It's not what we want. Some guys will praise carnivore. I'm not going to go against them, but I'm going to say from this standpoint, from a testosterone standpoint, from a optimal performance and feeling and health standpoint, from my experience, notice how I'm saying from my experience, in my opinion, I'm not giving you a stone cold, I'm not an all-centered being of truth. This is the way to do it, because I have tried so many different ways of doing it, and this for me has been the best. And from when I give this to guys and guys that I know, this seems to be the best as well, doing it similar to this. This is just a template. This isn't, you don't have to include all of these every single day, all the time. So it's for performance, brain health, and thyroid health as well. Guys who cut out carbs can experience, from what I've seen, issues with their thyroid, and that's not going to be good for our testosterone. Now, protein, again, red meat, eggs, staple, foundation of the diet. Fatty chicken, so what I mean by this is not chicken breasts. You want to do chicken thighs, drumsticks, whatever. It's going to be a better form of chicken. Chicken breasts aren't the best, they're not something you should base your diet around. They're not bad for you, but again, they're not optimal. That's the difference. Salmon, oysters, sardines, and mackerel, loads of micronutrients. Omega-3 is essential for your hormones, and you're going to get fats, you're going to get protein. One that I forgot to include is liver, because it is a micronutrient powerhouse. It's not even necessarily for the protein itself. All B vitamins, iron, zinc, cholesterol, everything you need to produce testosterone is inside liver. Microdose it, or have it 1 to 2 times a week. By microdose, have a small amount, like 30 to 50 grams every single day. Loads of vitamin A. It's an absolute powerhouse, and it's very, very cheap, especially if you live in the UK. Dirt cheap, £1.30 for a pack. US would be $3, maybe $3-4. Eat it, fantastic. And obviously we need protein for muscle repair, muscle function, amino acids, so we can build muscle, get in shape. Essential, you want to do a gram per pound of body weight probably is going to be best. You weigh 180 pounds, you eat 180 grams of protein a day. I don't think you need to do more than that. You could do maybe a bit less, maybe 170, 160 grams of protein, but I wouldn't go below that. And now I'm going to put it into an example day of eating. This is very, very rough. You don't have to follow this exactly. This is just a very good, very simple, very effective way of doing things. In the morning, you want to do 6 eggs, bit of cheese, could be mozzarella, could be cheddar, is what I do. Then a teaspoon or a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil drizzled on the food, with 1 to 2 pieces of fruit. Especially if you go to the gym in the afternoon, you do want to do your carbs before the gym. If you don't, I would probably move the fruits and the carbs to a different part of the day. Lunchtime, you want 250 grams of beef. This is usually for me going to be ground beef, 80-20 ground beef. 1 to 2 potatoes, either white or sweet, it doesn't matter, I just rotate them. Some fresh berries, and sometimes I chuck a little bit of fatty fish with that meal as well. So I'll have the beef, and then I'll have like some sardines or some mackerel for some omega-3 fats. And then in the evening, you sort of want to rotate what you have. It can be either salmon for the omega-3 fats, you want to do this a couple times a week. It can be a little bit of liver, 1 or 2 times a week, and it can be some fatty form of chicken, like chicken thighs as well. Bit of berries, honey, and maybe some extra eggs for more cholesterol, micronutrients as well. But see how simple it is when you just spread out the information and just piece it together like this. This simplifies dieting so much, but it is this simple. And is it me saying if you eat like this, you're going to lose fat if that's your goal? Maybe, but not definitely, because ultimately calorie deficits determine fat loss. But the reason this makes a calorie deficit easy is because of how satiating it is. You can't overeat on this stuff, because you stop when you're full. Compared to ultra processed foods, you don't. What is the next step? From here, you've learned how to diet, but you clearly want to increase your testosterone, because this video in the title is going to be about testosterone. I've put together, as you've read up here, a 7-day high testosterone crash course. It's the 7-day high testosterone reset protocol. 7 very, very actionable ways that you can increase your testosterone. It is the foundations that you need to take care of. And you're also going to get a Notion checklist as well with that, completely for free. Takes 10 seconds to download. I would go check it out. I don't see why you wouldn't, because pair it with this and you're gonna feel insane. You're gonna run the competition over, my friend. Apart from that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found some value from it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't watched me before. I post every single day on YouTube, completely free. You can use all my information. You can get eye tests, you can get in shape. Everything you need is on this channel. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found some value from it. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.